You're being an asshole. The way you're talking to me right now, the way you're trying to put me down is rude.
In 2009, a man named Rob Walker wanted to know if storytelling is the most powerful tool of all. And to do that, he went on eBay and he bought 200 objects, all of which were about $1 each. He hired 200 authors to write 200 stories, each for one of the objects. He then put these objects back on eBay. What he found was that objects like this fake banana that was originally worth 25 cents sold for $76. And this little egg whisk thing that was also 25 cents sold for $30. These weren't the only two. The 200 objects were all bought for $129 and they sold for $8,000 after the stories were added to it. I mean, that's pretty fucking crazy. Storytelling isn't just for putting children to sleep at night. It's much more than that. It's a very powerful tool, and as we've seen in Rob Walker's objects, it can be used to draw an emotional connection to an object, to a product. And as a marketing strategy, storytelling can be used to create loyalties as well as an emotional connection. You have to ask yourself, do you want your business to be just a product? Or do you want it to be a vision that an audience believes in and subscribes to?
And it's not only the Midday Square product that embodies that, it's everything around it. It's this movement you've created.
You know, it's so important to just be real and to be in the moment and show the good, the bad, and the, you know, everything in between is super important to creating an authentic, true community.
Rob Walker's eBay experiment shows us that objects without a backstory aren't really worth anything. You see, stories are what create empathy and relatability, both of which are key to creating a community.
At Midday Squares, we're building the next biggest chocolate snacking company, family business, badass community.
This is why we do what we do. This is seriously the reason.
We share our thoughts on entrepreneurship through our social media presence. Nothing's off topic.
Lately, we've been on the verge of divorce.
No subject left untouched.
This isn't personal. Well, it is. Because I'm feeling a certain way, and instead of dismissing how I'm feeling, accept it.
But of course, having a good product must always come first. But there are a lot of good products in a lot of aisles, in a lot of supermarkets, in a lot of countries. How are we gonna set apart from the rest? Well, these good fucking stories are a place to start.
I just feel so broken.
We're just trying to make a living and trying to show people what the fuck we do all day.
Create real shit and the community will build itself. From day one, Midday Squares has been super open about sharing the story, the successes, the failures, the raw and unfiltered story that makes us us.
Look at it!
Oh yeah!
Ole! Ole! Ole!
Good vibes. That comes for our chocolate and stays for the story. That's Midday Squares, people.
Midday Squares.
That's our community.
That's Midday Squares.
Very hot.
Social is what differentiates you from other companies. You know, people can steal your product, but they can't copy your social media. They can't be you.
The power of social media is the groundwork and foundations of our community. To put it simply, if you were offered two products, one a faceless brand and the other whose CEO has just poured their heart out to you, well, which one are you going to choose?
What Midday Squares is doing is attainable. Looking at a business can be confusing, off-putting, and leaves us wondering, how did they build this? This question does not exist with Midday Squares. The customers and audience know how they built this because they've been there every step of the way.
Welcoming our new member to our team.
Through nervous breakdowns, fights.
You're being an asshole. The way you're talking to me right now, the way you're trying to put me down is rude.
Insane highs, family issues.
This isn't a functional way of doing things.
The whole lot. All of which are relatable. It always comes back down to relatability. The power of storytelling is the art of humanizing a business, and just how Rob Walker was able to upsell an egg whisk just by giving it a backstory, Midday Squares has succeeded in humanizing the shit out of their brand using storytelling and creating a movement that is much bigger than them.